One. And we're back. It's the Drop Night Show.
Yeah.
Girl K Wonder. I got my co-host Sean Beasley and our DJ K Mixon, aka KY, legendary in the Philly and Chester area. But on top of that, we officially got Kilogram
in the building.
In the building.
Jersey, you already know, man.
Jersey.
Let's clarify that off the top.
Yes.
Not Chester.
All right, so just so you all.
Nigga love Chester.
Yeah, I mean, I shout out to my guys from Chester.
Maybe
I just
you're
didn't
talking
want
to
it
the
seem
mic.
like I was false claiming. You know what I mean?
Right. It's been a while. We ain't seen each other.
That's right. It's all good. KY was around when he was young bucks. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So listen, just to clarify, we did a promo for Kilogram like we usually do with the green screen, and we
Great
talked,
promo.
but we said Chester, and we sent it to him, and he was like, whoa.
Pump the brakes on that.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So we didn't use it, but we used the picture. So anyway, you're here, and
That's right.
we definitely appreciate that. You made it through the rain and all the elements.
That's
So tell us a little bit. So you've been in this rap game for approximately.
About 15
Yeah.
or 16 strong. You know, independent. Then I had a little brush with Atlantic Records for a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good. To me, like, the music business, like, I think this is the perfect time to be independent. You know what I mean? Because of social media, you know, you got SoundCloud, you got TuneCore. You know, the artists can get a chance to get their money and shoot the middleman, get it right out the way. You know what I'm saying?
So where do you get the Kilogram from? So like,
Well, my real name is Kevin. So coming up, I always wanted to grab a name that kind of had that same initial in the beginning, like the K.
and is this the
No,
like,
it's not the watered down.
Okay,
I'm gonna get to the whole what that means though. But initially, I'm looking into like a math book or whatever when I was in class, and in the back of the math book, it had the metric system. So I'm like, I like kilogram. And then when I found out the definition, like it's like the highest level of mass. You know, I used it on a street level to say my name holds weight as the highest level of mass in the game. Like I want to be the person that's at the top of the scale. You feel me? So that's why I went with the whole kilogram thing. You know what I mean?
Awesome. So yeah, I was wondering. I was like, is he?
I mean, of course, everybody dabbled in the game, but I'm not saying I'm like Escobar or something like that. But I kind of used it to create some edge in the streets. Like, I wanted people to say, who is the guy calling himself Kilogram?
So you're from Trenton, all right. Now, mind you, I'm from Jersey as well, but you know, I grew up in the not Trenton. I grew up close to Camden. All right,
what's the town?
It's Chislehurst.
Chislehurst?
Right.
Oh, that's like in Stizzy.
My dad's listening now. He's like, mind you, my dad was
that's like Hoke.
the super Stizzies. But my dad worked in Trenton for a very long time, and I actually had to go to probation in Trenton at one point. So Trenton is and I hate to put it this way, it's a destitute town.
Yeah, I mean you can say that. I mean, but the crazy thing about Trenton is we have a real thriving hip hop scene. There's a lot of talent there. I just think because it's like a city that is not known for music, besides Poor Righteous Teachers and stuff that we had back in the day. It's just that we get
Poor Righteous Teachers is from Trenton?
Are you serious?
Oh my God! You should have looked like you was related to the dark skin one.
Wise?
Yeah. Let me find out. And mind you, girls, he hot. Kilogram is kind of sexy. I ain't gonna lie.
No, talk closer to the mic.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, my man DJ Plex is from out there. I ain't seen him.
Facts.
I
got my start from DJ Plex. Plex is the guy that put a lot of people on in Trenton. Like, if you wanted to be hot and you had to see Plex, he had to co-sign you. He did. You said what? Oh yeah, his mixtape. He did a lot of R&B, and then he did some hip hop too. So that's what's up.
Yo, that's kind of is that something you like use when you? Or not to say you have to use it, but is that something you say all the time? Like, yo, you know we have Poor Righteous Teachers, right?
Not really. I mean, in the industry,
Am I wrong for saying that?
knows
Why are you looking at me like I'm
when they
crazy?
hear Trenton in the industry in New York, LA, anytime they hear the word Trenton, the first thing that goes off is Poor Righteous.
All right, well then I'm just dumb.
They had Rock This Funky Joint. They had some hits.
Oh my God, they were just on tour with my girl Teacher Moses.
That's right.
First thing I think of Trenton is Trenton makes the world take.
That's right, that bridge. Trenton makes the world take bridge. That's a classic bridge. And just a little history on that. The reason why they had that bridge is because Trenton used to be an industrial town.
Correct.
And you know, a lot of the goods, like all the milks and the cafeterias, they used to come
from Trenton.
Yeah, they came from Trenton. Right. So whatever we made, the world took. Like it went from we used to have a lot of factories in that town. and they used to make a lot of stuff that shipped out to all the places from PA to Florida, everywhere.
Wow.
And then when the drugs and the gangs came, it pushed all the farmers and everybody out.
Everybody went away.
Yeah.
You know what? And it's kind of, I feel like they just like they do with a lot of the cities as well as, Camden and so on. They kind of
That's right.
like just suck the culture out of the town. We're gonna fix that from the break. But so let's talk about this Kill the Middleman. You had a mixtape.
Shoot the middle.
I'm sorry, shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Kill
There's a
and
different-
shoot, whatever you got to do to annihilate them out the way.
So tell us why though. Where did
All
that
right,
come
well, just being in the game for so long, like I said, I've been on the side of doing, commercial radio to something that even this type of platform. I feel like I'm not too big to get myself out there at any cost. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of politics. With the movers and shakers come people that don't want to see you do what you got to do in the industry. Like I feel like my father always told me, if you have enemies, that means you stood for something at one time. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, because I had that approach of being independent and taking that approach of nobody's going to tell me no. When the front door is closed, I'm going through the window. You know what I'm saying? So some people get intimidated by that.
Right.
So if they moving in circles that you can't move in, they're going to try to close them doors.
Right.
So shoot the middleman just means like basically if you get the middleman that is like a person that could potentially stop your success, if you get him out the way, then you can get straight to the back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what that's about.
So how many tracks are on this mixtape?
Let me see. I can't count. I bought some. I bought like some flies so you guys can see. It's like a front and back.
Yes.
But yeah, basically.
So right now we're looking at 14 tracks.
Yeah, 14 tracks. And right now what I did was, because the game is, I consider myself a veteran MC, and I'm mixing up some of the 90s beats with some of the stuff like from Uzi Vert and Wiz Khalifa. Just that way I can still have that balance with the kids that's into that, and then not lose my fan base of people that are in my age bracket.
You make it seem like I look at you look like you're about like 19, but
But no, what I mean,
age kind of.
yeah. What I mean by kids is I'm talking about like, the 15-year-old kids and stuff like that may not be into the Mobb Deeps and the Jay-Z and stuff that we grew up on. They into the 21 Savages and all that. So you can't, in this era, you can't give them the boom bap, lyrical, spiritual, miracle stuff. You gotta dumb it down. You have to. I hate to say it.
I mean, that's a weird.
You really
relevant.
wait a minute. Wait, no.
If you want to stay relevant, you gotta give them a little bit of everything.
Do you really think you have to do that? Because
right now.
when you look at the industry, you have Kendrick.
That's right.
Giving them that.
You have J. Cole.
I'm glad y'all brought up Kendrick.
You have Jay still in it. You have Jeezy still in it.
Yeah.
You have Gotti still in it.
Okay.
You have Drill.
Not that. J. Cole.
Yeah.
J. Cole. You have the Talib Kweli's. You have, those.
No, we talking about people that's relevant.
Well, I'm talking,
Yeah.
He's still doing
Talib is not
between that you're
If
talking
you guys look at Kendrick's last hit that he put out off that album that he put out. What's the he said something like, I remember served sandwiches and grand allowances.
Yeah.
What's the name of that song?
That was
Humble, right? Did y'all know it has a trap beat?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So what he realized is, I can't just give him conscience, because he started not being mentioned in the Who's Hot conversations. Now, he always been mentioned in Who's Lyrical, but I think going into this album, he knew he had to have a trap influence on some of his music. And if you listen to that beat, go back and listen to how it bounced.
Yeah, that makes sense, because he actually he was on the remix of Future.
He's doing a lot of Future stuff.
All right, but I mean,
what I'm saying is, even Kendrick at the highest level of lyricism is realizing that he cannot
just
sustain
that one what? All right.
without going into some type of trap mode, giving them something that they can bop and dance to. You have to. Corporately, they won't push you that way.
But why?
Because it makes money.
No, but
But J.
why?
Cole don't do that.
J. Cole does do that. He's singing. Anything that's melodic, he's melodic. A lot
Do
of
you
J.
sing?
You said what?
Do you say?
Well, I'm starting to learn how to be melodic. I had to, because I come from the era right now where it's like you got to be a hustler, and a hustler is going to figure
How old
out
are
a
you?
way. Right now, my interview.
Well,
think you at? How old are you?
35.
You look it.
I'm 1 year older
The
than you.
fuck? You know what?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is a cussing platform, and I will cuss you out. Don't
Alright,
get
but
don't get it
listen.
twisted.
Like I said though,
And
Kendrick.
you see how he bounced around that, though, right?
Oh no, I said it. I said 1 year older than you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So. All right,
But
so
ladies,
listen.
does he? My intern, ladies, does he look like it?
No.
Okay,
Appreciate
and that was a Sharif right there.
Yeah.
I mean, a safari. That was a safari.
Wow. All right. So, but nah, all you know, it is what it is. You know, at this look.
Not to throw you off. All
But
right.
no, but like I said, you have to, in order to stay relevant, you gotta do a little bit of everything that's going on.
Right.
But when I say why,
Yeah.
I ask to the tune of like, why do you feel like you? Okay, so
Yeah.
we know these kids have a small attention span.
That's right.
We know that. But why not train them and gear them to the sense where
Yeah.
they need to get back on this beat and
You want to
pattern?
answer that from a DJ?
No, I'm asking
No,
you.
no,
Killer
no,
Graham.
no, no.
I'm asking you.
No, let's put the pressure on KY
But it translates
because
to
these
both
are the people
sides.
who's breaking these records.
It translates on both sides because right now, if I worked and I got 21-year-olds and I play some Biggie, they do
Yeah.
not know who he is.
Exactly.
How do you not know who Biggie is? If you know who Puffy is, then right? Don't you know who Biggie is?
All right, so
But okay, finish.
I'm 40,
Yeah.
21.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea.
Okay.
Mhm.
No
We
idea.
heard that from another DJ. That
No
we-
idea who Pop is. But it's the
That's
truth.
a shame.
So
understand
why
what
don't
you're
you play music? So if
And like I said,
Kilogram brings his record up, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of
shoot the
DJs
middle
would
man.
not press play on his record. Why?
Yeah.
I would listen to it and find the record that is in the flow of the music.
Of what's going on today. And that's the only
What?
thing they're listening for. You could be saying some hot shit on here, but if you are not, you don't sound like they can go out of a future record and go into your record, then it's pointless. You know what I mean? So you have to try to find that niche to say, all right.
All right.
So as an artist, are you
Mhm.
doing that to
What's that?
alter your sound?
Yeah, exactly. Like when
So
I
speaking
say,
of, let's get into that.
Uh-huh.
All right, we got
Okay.
you. We got what is it? Run up,
yeah,
run it up.
Run it up. That's
Let's
what
get
I'm
into this. Run it up. We're about to
Okay.
get into Kilograms. This is his.
Yeah, this is his single.
It's
That's
his leading song off of the mixtape.
Uh-huh.
Shoot the middleman. And mind you,
Run
he's
it
not saying literally go out there and
No,
shoot
don't
him.
kill him.
It's just
Just-
cut his ass
No,
out.
you need
Get
to
him out
kill
the
him.
way and get the
You
back.
need to kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
annihilate
either
him.
way.
You can annihilate him
And
professionally.
ladies,
though.
Yeah.
Kilogram is Safari. Mm. It's the
Wow.
Drop Night Show with Ice Radio. Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's the Drop Night Show, and we back. That was just Run It Up by my man DJ.
Yeah,
Your man DJ.
You got it.
My man Kilogram off his new mixtape, Shoot the Middle Man.
That's right.
Shoot him.
Get him out the way.
Get him out the way.
So we got double K's in the building. KY Kilogram.
So,
KKK.
No, that was 2 Ks. Don't get it twisted. All right, so listen, Kilo, we still here with you. We got Kilogram.
I have a
Trend
question.
Zone. I have a question though, and I'll ask first. Where did it all originate? Where did you decide? You know what I mean? I want to do this rap thing. At what age?
yeah, I think around 10, around the time like Run DMC came out with like Walk This Way.
Wow.
Me and my brothers was watching the video on like Yo MTV Raps, and he was like, "Yo, this is hot. We're gonna try this."
Uh-huh.
Of course, we was whack in the beginning, but then I just stuck with it, and then it became something that I wanted to do. I felt like this was my calling, so that's what I did.
Indeed, it is.
So, when you made it to MTV, did you look back like, damn, I made it up?
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about being on, like, I was on MTV Jams, and then I was on 106 in Park as New Joint of the Day. And I was at work when it happened. I had a 9 to 5, and I never knew that they was gonna pick it up for 106 in Park, New Joint of the Day, because I shot the video with my director, mailed it in, and then the director called me and was like, "Yo, I just got an email saying that the video was picked up for BET." So I'm thinking like late night. Remember they used to have late
The
night
late night
joint?
videos.
But then he forwarded me the email, and there was a phone number to call. So I called. BET at the time. There was a program director named Patrick Hines who ran BET. Like he was in charge of putting the videos on the air. And he was like, "Hey, I got your Jersey video, and it's scheduled for 106 in Park." I'm like, mind you, I'm at work. Like I'm at my 9 to 5.
Go ape shit, and they're
So,
like, "Oh shit."
How do you feel as an independent artist knowing that your video is about to be played like in the middle of
So what was
the
that
countdown?
feeling? Bring us through it.
It
What
was
was that
crazy.
feeling?
It was crazy.
Could you contain yourself? Were you going around telling people in the office?
I mean, at that time, I ain't going to tell people because they like, nigga, you still here. Like, you still at work. It's going to happen. Nothing. All right, so I kind of kept it to myself, but I still was like people didn't know that I had a regular job. A lot of people in the industry, like, locally just thought I did music for a living. You know what I mean? So I kept that part of my life kind of secret. You know what I mean? So I didn't really share that at work like that. But my industry people was like, really like, yo, this is it. This is your break. You feel me? So it was a good look. And then I built a rapport with BET, and after that, they just started accepting everything I sent. Like, new joint of the day, MTV Jams, VH1. So it's been a blessing as an independent.
Do you feel as the artist, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are where you want to be at?
Yeah, right now, of course, I would like to be like in a position like, of course, like a Meek Mills or something like that, where you make money off of your craft every day. But, sometimes it don't work out like that for everybody. But coming from my city, the only people that have been on TV the way I have, it was Poor Righteous Teachers. So I look at it like, for me to be like second, a person that when you talk Trenton hip hop, I'm coming up in these conversations of, oh yeah, you can't. Kilogram came 20 years after Poor Righteous Teachers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he did 106. He got songs with Naughty by Nature, Mano, Gilead Kid, P. Crack, Little Flip. Like the list go on and on. So just
Mano, wow, what was that like?
Oh, that was
Mano was real,
yeah,
right?
Mano's a real dude. Yeah. So and also Mano, I never forget a crazy story is we was in the studio doing the record and Mano was like. Everybody was ordering pizza. So I'm like, Mano, you want a slice? He was like, nah, I don't eat no cheese, I don't eat no meat, I don't eat nothing. That's why my body look like this. You know what I'm saying? So
What?
it was just crazy. Like
Is he vegan?
Nah, he just stays away from all that stuff.
Okay.
Like that's why he's like in tip-top shape the way he is. You know what I mean? And that kind of just sent the turned the light bulb off with me. It was like, damn, like these guys really take. It's when you're in the industry, you become a product.
Yeah.
Is what you eat, how you look every day. They work out to be able to sell these records and do things like that. So
when you say that's very interesting, and it does hold weight. So products, we have the Amigos, we have Kendricks, we have Tekashi 6ix9ine. These so-called products,
that's the gimmicks.
Exactly.
versus
someone who has no personality or no star quality. Now my thing is
or talent.
Yeah, is that or talent? Somebody like it's brilliant to come out with rainbow hair, right?
Right.
But ask yourself in 10 years, is anybody going to really care about that?
But maybe giving crossing over to the LGBT community.
I mean,
what?
Nah, that was last.
It's a flag.
No, I understand. No, but he used it as he basically made a mockery out of the rainbow. He said, hey, you may think that it's something sweet about it, but look at this gang behind it.
Got it.
So he kind of turned it to a cool thing to be like, hey, I'll do what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my thing is, one thing is about gimmicks and fad is that they fade.
Right.
So I look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z never had a gimmick when you think about him. I mean, everybody know he's the money man and stuff like that. But that really wasn't his gimmick. That's who he was. He came in as a hustler and he out-hustled the game. So that's the reason why he could stay relevant, because he never gave you like this whole show with Jay-Z. It was more like, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to continue to be. You know what I mean? All these other guys, like, they're coming in with the whole,
I got
some type of way, but it's not going to be relevant in 5 years. Get your money, get as much as you can, but
Tekashi 6ix9ine just signed a $7.5 million deal with Atlantic. So apparently, but as to whether or not
Takashi, he's saying
6ix9ine. He just signed with Atlantic. You might
the
want to
kid
talk
with
to
the
your
rainbow
boy,
hair. You never seen him?
Sean, about that.
You need to be on point with that.
Sean, we did an interview with Sean Barrow, who is the VP of talent for Atlantic. So you might want to talk to him about that. But will Takashi get to, love that music, money, and use it because he's all got these gangs that are after his ass? I don't know. But this is what I was going to ask you.
Oh, this is the dude that got chumped in the airport.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is what I was going to ask you.
His deal was how much?
7.5.
Wow.
So this is what I was going to ask you, Kilogram. What differentiates Trenton rap from Philly, New York?
Anyway. Before we used to come on a conscious vibe. You know, when Poor Righteous Teachers was out, they was on the whole 5% law of the land and everything like that, with all due respect. Now, Trenton is no different than Atlanta, New York, Philly, whatever. You'll see the trap music there. You'll see people imitating Uzi Vert. You'll see people imitating Amigos. I think right now with social media, people can log on and be whoever they want to be. And they can adopt any sound that's out there. So that's what's going on in the city right now. You know?
Who was your favorite rappers coming up?
Coming up. Yeah. I mean, I like guys that you probably never heard of, like
no,
Black
trust
Moon.
me. She listen.
Okay, Black Moon.
I'll stab you in your neck.
Method Man was my favorite. Growing up. Sticky Fingers from Onyx, of course. The whole Wu. Except I ain't gonna say except because we're on the platform and they come back and bite you one day. So
Except.
He was gonna say that new guy.
No. Who else did I like? Of course, I'm a huge Jadakiss fan. Coming up, I listen to Jadakiss, Beanie Siegel, but earlier, Special Ed.
Yeah.
Like those are the type of guys.
KRS-One.
Yeah, I like KRS. Yeah, Rakim. Who else?
So who do you say? You know what? I can do a track with that person right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
I had the privilege to meet Nas. And it was like, I met Nas and we hung out one night. Me, him, and Capone from Capone and Noriega.
Yeah, I seen that story or something.
Yeah.
How was that? What was that?
Nas,
it was a surprise actually.
Real cool guy.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Capone and we went to Queens and I guess he was showing me Queensbridge projects. Now, mind you, I'm listening to all of this stuff growing up, and now I'm standing in the middle of Queensbridge with Capone. So I'm feeling like, wow, this is crazy. This stuff is like happening for me or whatever. And then he was like, yo, we about to go to the cigar lounge in Soho in New York, kick back, smoke a cigar, drink. There's gonna be some girls there, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm with Capone, so I'm feeling like, all right, everything 100. So he's like, my man about to come check us real quick. So I'm thinking like, all right, one of these niggas, regular goon dude. Right. I'm thinking I'm gonna meet him, bust it up. Next thing I know, it's a guy walking with a bodyguard. I ain't paying attention because I'm half baked right now. Yeah. I'm drinking Patron. This is the first time I drunk Patron. This is like 07. So Nas sits down at the table. Now mind you, here I am from Trenton. I'm sitting with Capone and Nas. You know what I'm saying? Capone, he's such a real nigga. He leaves me at the table with Nas. And he's on the dance floor just getting it, dancing with some chicks. Nas is laid back. Like, by the time me and Nas, we taking shots, Nas' arm is around me by this time. We so faded. He like, Kilo, are you Pone shooter? I'm like, no.
Oh, shit.
I said, I'm not a shooter.
He said, no.
Yeah, I wanted him to feel comfortable. I'm like, Nas, no, I'm not his shooter. He was like, I said, yo, I'm just a good dude, man. I wanted him to feel, I said, Nas, I got a job, man. Yeah. I'm here. So he was like, oh, where? He's like, nah, I'm just asking because, Pone a wild nigga. Yeah. So I thought maybe if you with him, then boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, nah. So he was like, look, another bottle of Patron for this gentleman. Nas got a bottle. He ordered another one for the Pone. And then we just kicked it. We exchanged numbers. And it was just, that's how it went down. Amazing. But that's who I would love to do a song with because at the end of the day, even though he'll run circles on me, I still would want to just be in the booth and see what that feel like to get on a record with Nas.
Well, let's pray that comes to fruition, for real.
Yeah.
But you know what? Right now, we're going to get into our K-Mixin mix.
Dope.
All right, we got to get into our DJ K-Mixin mix. Get a little bit of these tunes in, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't got to be up for nothing.
You feeling some type of way tonight. You got your shirt off.
The girls ain't up.
He said the
You know what I
girl.
mean?
Slurring words and
Child, you
What's
don't
that?
wanna
Henny
know.
in your cup right there? What's that?
She on the
Damn.
Huh?
She on the ribbon.
So listen, we about to get into the
Oh,
K Mix
man.
and Mix. It's right now the Drop Night Show. We got Kilogram in the building, Trenton Zone. We'll be back.
Run it.
We'll be back after this. The Drop Night Show on Water Ice Radio. Let's go.
yeah.
One, talk.
Yo, real quick before we hop back into this interview with Kilogram, shout out to the queen of Top Dog, SZA.
Me? Oh.
Is finally platinum. Go SZA, platinum album. Back to the interview.
So that's a pretty good thing. I love SZA. She's
Yeah.
actually from Jersey as well.
Whoa.
Del State, you probably don't remember her.
Ah, she went to Del State.
Yeah,
What
she
SZA
year?
did.
went to Del State.
Oh, no, she ain't go when we was there though. She went way after, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
What
I'll
did you?
plan-
Okay, so you went to college. At least it's good to
Yeah.
know you're not one of those dumb rappers.
Time.
I'm sorry. I get.
We were just talking about the number rappers earlier.
Yeah, and
nah.
sheesh, thank you, God. So at the end of the day, Kilogram, where are you going? What's going on next? What can we look forward to? Any shows? Any?
All right. Well, I've been doing like my own like independent tour, like, but it's strictly for commercial radio. So I just did South Carolina. That's the picture that you guys have.
Nice.
I went down to 103.9 down there, and I got a good relationship with a DJ named DJ Hollywood down there. So he put me on the air, played my single, did the interview, and also me and him went to like Young Thugs and T.I.'s concert. So I got a big following that's building down south.
Mhm.
And my next step in this month, towards the end of the month, I'm going out to LA. I'm trying to hook up with the LA Leakers. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah,
about
the
them
LA,
guys.
yeah.
Who?
It's
The
a
Lakers?
DJ. It's a
No,
DJ.
I don't know,
Leakers.
but-
Oh, so they
Yeah,
leak
okay.
music.
Yeah.
technically.
No, it's like they have a commercial radio station,
Yeah.
and they bring independent artists
Okay,
or major
nice.
artists on
Nice.
to freestyle and
Okay.
talk about what they have going on. So
They
it's
got
like
a whole story about them.
Speaking of
Yeah.
freestyle, can we get some bars?
right on the spot.
We ain't got no music, but you know what I mean. It, you know, the acapella type Joan ain't never heard nobody.
You said, can I curse?
Of course, this is internet radio, baby. Let's see what the Kilogram is about to give out of the fire. Mind you, this is something we always want to promote on the
Yeah.
Drop Night Show. Is that real hip hop?
Are you ready? 801st is my hood, nigga, on everything, and that's gang gang. Affiliated with the murder team, so you motherfuckers better maintain. For my young nigga with the F&M, run up on you niggas, go bang bang. He trained to go, so it's a headshot. So we don't deal with no name games. Kilogram, how that name came. I be with niggas that slang cane. Told guns and they gang bang, and they'll murder you for that damn same. When you die, we pop champagne. Same color as Cam Range. Niggas think cause they rap now that me and them in the same lane. Motherfuckers been corny since high school, nigga, you a damn lame. 35, never had a deal, never had a buzz, that's a damn shame. Google me, you see MTV, you see BET by my damn name. Right now, I'm out of town, but I'm writing this on the damn plane. Fuck Trump and his campaign. My man see him, my man aim. He miss him, he hit his wife and put her brains on that Vera Wang. Gang. Woo!
Bars.
Something like.
Bars.
We just
Bars.
around with- I wish I had a beat though. I give a
I'm
little
looking
more.
We got you
Bars.
next time. We got you
Yeah,
next
next
time.
time,
But
next
listen, at the end of the day, nobody should not know who Kilogram is
Yeah.
right now. All right, and he's coming for your head. So
That's right.
Shoot the middleman.
Mixtape on that Spinrilla, live mixtapes. You know, download it.
where?
So what's driving, like, knowing you've been doing this for so long, what's
Uh-huh.
keeping the drive going?
I think I'm a fan of what the young guys is doing. Like I'm inspired to see like these cats from like Atlanta. Like they just talk about like I've only been rapping 3 years and I'm making 1.5 million and I just feel like damn, you know, it gives me the drive to still do it. And plus like when you've been doing it as long as I have, you can't just walk away from it. It's like you like even though since I met you, you've been on your own promoting, trying to have your hands somewhat in the music and you still in it.
Yep.
And that was 2002 and all that. And that's what, 16 years later. And I remember we went out to LA, so it's whatever that bug is that you got. I got the same thing for music. Same
Yeah.
thing with K. I got the same thing for DJ.
You know, I seen something
it's hard to walk away from.
that
It.
Jazzy Jeff said.
Yeah.
Said no one told us when to start. So how can you tell me when to stop?
That's right. That's true.
Mm.
That's true.
And then plus, back to this, hip hop is the only genre where there's an age limit, there's a time frame where you should give it up. But if you look at the rock and roll artists, Rolling Stones, these guys,
they overdosed.
these guys, yo, listen, these guys is walking around with walkers and everything, doing the Staples Center in LA, and
Selling out millions,
and
right.
their fans never say, "I'm not going to see them old ass niggas."
I think
they
John
never
was like
say that.
70.
Exactly, and they listen. The fans, no offense to Caucasian people, but they raise their kids up to like AC/DC,
Mhm.
Guns
Right.
N' Roses, and they tell them, hey, we're going to the concert, wear your T-shirts, but you can't get a 20-year-old to go to LL Cool J's concert because he's gonna say, who the hell is that old ass?
Unless
Right.
they got a little Uzi Vert or something. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Little Uzi? Mind you, like
I like him though. I like him. I think I now listen. I don't agree with everything. Like I don't agree with some of the mannerisms.
all the shoulder
That's too
twisting
much.
and all
But
that.
he makes good music for what's going on in this era.
So if you were
You know
to
what I
get
mean?
booked for an LGBT community type
No.
of event, you wouldn't do it?
I mean, shout out to all the fans that support Kevin and Kilogram that or that are
So wait, you mean
type
to
of
tell me
way.
if
But
tomorrow?
that's not what.
So you wouldn't take that back?
No, I wouldn't take.
Okay.
Sorry,
I mean,
I think that's agree.
to each his own.
I'm
each
sorry,
his
I just
own.
want to take it because I make, like I said, my music is for the streets, and when,
There are a lot of
but I mean,
Yeah.
but you got to understand one thing about the streets is that the streets has a code. There's no snitching,
It does.
and there's no, that
La la
that
living.
lifestyle.
La la living.
People say that they would rather be a snitch than to be
A bitch.
considered a homosexual. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what I've
So
seen.
at the end of the day,
From-
my music is for the streets and the streets.
From
represent a
DJing
code.
wise,
Yeah.
it's very strange out there. I can't tell thug niggas from the gay niggas. It's very weird.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's get into it.
It's very
Okay.
weird.
Yeah, they got some skinny jeans to shoot the hell out of you.
It's
So
strange.
yeah, so definitely I understand that, but
But there's morals that you
yeah,
hold.
it's morals. It's
Right.
morals,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I go with that because
Yeah.
when Tank, he performed at an LGBT community, and then there was a whole thing with Genuine who
Yeah,
was
but
on
they
the.
can get that off. R&B is for lovers.
All right.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
Yeah, I
Genuine was
definitely
on
agree with you.
big.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
on Big Brother, Big
I can
Sister.
get it off because I'm playing for. a
That's
massive-
right, and
massive-
you could get it off as a DJ because this
Well,
is
is
this is a great point I'm getting ready to make. The DJ
Drop it
used
in.
to be neutral. The DJ used to be neutral. Now there's DJs that are out here beefing with guys like rappers.
You have Mr. C. Mr. C.
I know.
Liked
Yeah,
gay
he did, he
people, but he still was bringing the fire on High 97. Like,
I think his legacy.
still
was tarnished.
proceeds
It's
with
tarnished.
It was tarnished, but it's
It's
still
still
overshadowed.
overshadowed
You-
that.
I'm gonna say this, and shout out to Mr. C. He's a brilliant. He gave us Biggie, so I see
Yeah.
that. But you can't represent a culture, the streets, and give us a Biggie Smalls who was like the top of levels as far as representing lyricism, realness, everything. And you get the credit for bringing that man to the forefront of hip hop, and then do that. That part doesn't
That's not
represent
fair.
hip hop.
I don't
It
think
doesn't
that's
represent
fair.
hip
I don't
hop.
think that's fair.
So you
See,
say Diddy don't represent hip hop?
Diddy's alleged things haven't been confirmed.
Oh, they have been
And that's the
confirmed.
only
Haven't
thing
been
saving
confirmed.
him.
They haven't. They've
Did
been
you
alleged.
not see what Fabulous said on the Drunken
Yeah, I know, but
Champs podcast?
Fab is one to have a very
It's Fab is like you
colorful
said. Fab is by the code.
He's a comedian. Fab
But-
could be a
but-
lyricist, but I think he was being comedic in that.
Fab was by the code. Fab was like,
Yeah.
we hung out at clubs, we popped bottles with Fab
Yeah.
before. Puffy was like, yo, nah, we ain't really partied together. He was like, what you mean?
Nah.
And then 50
I
was
see
like,
that. I see
yo, this nigga wanted
he
to take me
can't-
shopping.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we live in a society.
Yeah.
I haven't
Do
seen
you
it.
have kids?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it.
Do you have a wife?
No.
All right, girls, he's free. Intern, I'm sorry.
in your bag.
Oh, sorry, but so you know, if not to say, but if you had a child which was lesbian or gay, would you be like, you know what? You can't be a rapper, or you can't be this, or you can't be. Okay, so then why?
I wouldn't, but what I would tell my child if she says that I want to rap and spit that street stuff and all that other stuff, and I represent this, but I want to go and even though she says she's a lesbian, if the church was the booker, I'm like, you can't do that gig because you don't represent what the church represents. Okay. So you can't. You know what I mean? So
this man actually has some sense, y'all.
Yeah, this man so it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like my thing is like, especially with women. Now you got say if it's a guy that says, "Hey, I'm a street nigga, I live by the code," and then next week you see him on some type of Fruity Pebble type stuff, you're gonna say, "Yo, like everything that was gangster about you, it just disappeared."
All right, well, I'm not trying to turn this into a homo conversation, but I get what you're saying, and I appreciate that. Let's move on because we can go for days.
Yeah, that's
so.
True.
All right, you were in you're in North Carolina, Georgia. You're doing the tour,
Georgia, and I'm headed to LA this month.
All right,
I'll connect you with my boy up there.
Outside of that, you're pushing the mixtape. You got the visuals and all that. What is your IG? What is your YouTube for everybody?
All right, you can follow me on Instagram at Kilogram, the number 3, KILOGRAM, the number 3. That's on Twitter, Instagram. If anybody goes on Twitter anymore, you know what I'm saying. But I also have a website, www.kilogramnj.com. That's like where all my videos, bios, all the information that I have going on there. Also, too, I want to tell you, I did Hot 97 a couple months back.
We seen that.
That was like a dream, you know what I'm saying, to be on Hot 97.
Yeah, because a lot of greats done grace.
Yeah, exactly.
Grace that.
How did that come about, real quick? How did that?
Actually, a friend of mine from Trenton, he had rubbed shoulders with somebody in New York at a party, and then I had a project out, I had a single called Not My Boy out at the time, and I was trying to get some New York radio play. Yeah, so I
why you didn't play it?
Not My Boy. I mean,
because he has so many out to choose, right?
And he told me, he said, "Hey, if you want to reach out to my guy that I met, I'm gonna give you his contact. I think that something y'all could work some business out or whatever." So we did some business, and
nice. It's a lot of politics in the music industry.
I seen Flex was feeling it. He was in that bag.
Yeah. Flex threw it on his website. Yeah. It was on Flex's website, the Not My Boy record. So that was love.
I appreciate
Flex. This is all coming out of Trenton. I don't think people really understand. Y'all gotta start checking for Jersey.
That's right.
At the end of the day, it's bigger than the one I got.
Yeah.
Betty Wild.
I'm trying to sit down with Cosmic Kev next, man. That's why
you heard it here. You heard it here on the Drop Night Show. Cosmic Kev coming next. That's easy. That's easy.
We need a bag.
Super easy. But you know what? This has been like a really dope show.
Okay.
I gathered from speaking with you that, you're very intellectual. What'd you go to school for?
I went to school to be a teacher. Yeah.
And you are teaching, I must say.
I went to school to be a teacher.
He's very intellectual, very very dope dude. So I the Drop Night Show, we always will support you. We're here whenever, you got that fire. With Ice Radio, we got a lot of shit coming in the future.
That's right.
So definitely want to bring you back, and maybe even get you on some more events. That would be dope as well.
That's fair.
Yeah, totally. All day. So it's the Drop Night Show. We are about to gather this up. We have one song that I really, really like by The Internet, and I think this is gonna be a nice
I thought it was gonna be drinking my cup.
No.
Oh yeah, I got jokes.
Like
My first time I got jokes.
Yeah, that booty. Oh yeah. But this is called "Girl" by The Internet. It's the Drop Night Show on Wood Ice Radio. The whole thing is with the whole Meek Mill.
A year
thing.
later, you done performed at my birthday party.
Wow.
That was The Internet. The song was called "Girl" on the Drop Night Show on Wood Ice Radio. We are wrapping this show up. We had Kilogram from Trenton. Yo, seriously, Kilogram. Make sure y'all please.
Make sure y'all go cop his single, Run It.
Yes. is on that Piff. The name
Free.
of the mixtape is Shoot the Middleman. Get him out the
He
way.
said
Go
free.
forward your way.
Yo,
Yeah.
but real quick, you
Yeah.
got other stuff that you're doing. Like,
Yeah, I got other stuff that I'm doing. Not only am I doing the mixtape, like I told you, I'm doing the tour. I'm working on a movie called Nobody Believe.
Mhm.
I got that going too. And like I said,
The shirts. Enjoy
What's that?
Trenton and
oh yeah, I got the
enjoy-
shirt movement. Oh, that's crazy.
That shit
Yeah,
is
that's
amazing.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
want one.
Yeah, I got that going on. And not only do we do Trenton, we doing Boston, Atlanta, everybody's
Okay.
All the cities, yeah.
So they selling.
I
So that was go ahead.
definitely feel you on the movies.
Oh yeah.
Your video work is nice.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So
Who
that's my
shoots your
next.
videos?
I deal with Itchy House Films. They
Okay.
they shot the video for Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm in LA, they did
Yeah.
that. They do everybody's stuff in New
Do you
York.
have a back end or is this all from the
No, I'm
muscle?
doing it from the muscle.
Wow,
You have
that's
to.
amazing.
You have to.
That's
You know what I
really
mean?
amazing.
Initially, in the beginning, I had somebody from the Eagles behind me.
Okay.
Sean Andrews used to play for the Eagles back in the day, like in 2007, 2008, whatever. He was putting up money. We had a label, but then once he left the NFL, he got married, moved to
Okay. Right.
Arkansas, and everything. And that's a great story. So
Yeah.
I just kept it
But
going.
even
you know
still,
what
shout
I
out to my man, you know what I mean?
mean? Yeah, I just kept it
Yeah, I know he wish he was still in the Eagles.
Yeah.
I used to go to my parties and blow mad.
You remember him?
Yeah.
Wow, they called him the big kid. He had signed for $52 million. So
Yeah.
he had bread.
Bottles and bottles and
Yeah,
bottles
he had
and
bread. He
bottles.
wasn't playing no games. You know what
Ooh.
I fucked up somewhere, but anyway.
In LA at the time.
I was in LA. I know. So listen, it's a Drop Night show. We
Okay.
thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, man.
Definitely check Kilogram out on his IG and Twitter. It's Kilogram3, the number 3.
That's right.
And check the website out as well. It's the Drop Night Show. Make sure you tune in with us every Thursday at 8 p.m. on What Are Ice Radio. Get that TuneIn app. Everybody who followed us on live, everybody who listened with the TuneIn app, we totally appreciate you. And follow us on our social media, the Drop Night Show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're all there. And we love you. We out.
Salute.
Peace.
I don't love you.